Hi, my name is Gautam. Welcome to this short tutorial that will show you the existing features of textografo. The interface is pretty simple. On the left, you have the text editor. This is where you type your flowchart details, which is then displayed automatically on the right side of the screen, which we shall call the graphical canvas. The shape pane allows you to create diagrams by selecting the corresponding shape. On the top menu, you find some key features like adding a new diagram, downloading it as an image, the undo and redo actions, applying a theme to a diagram. The navigation pane above the text editor allows you to navigate your repository. You can create a new diagram, add a title, add some new shapes to the existing diagram, or come back to the root of your repository where you can see all your diagrams from this navigation pane. You can focus on a particular diagram by clicking on the corresponding bullet point, or even focus on a particular part of this diagram by clicking on the corresponding bullet point. And of course, at any time, you can come back to the root of your repository. To create a new diagram, click on the plus button on the top pane. From there, you can choose to start from an empty flowchart or from an existing example. When you create a new diagram, first you need to declare the type of the diagram. For example, we use #flowchart to indicate a diagram as kind flowchart and type a title for it. To add a shape, start by typing a hashtag followed by the keyword representing the shape you want to add. You can select shapes from the drop-down list as well. Just type enter to add additional shapes. Note that for the default process shape, you don't need to type the hashtag as this is the default shape for flowchart. Connectors are created automatically between shapes. This is what we call implicit connectors. If you want to add a label to a specific connector, you need to make this connector explicit by using indentation. The arrow symbols indicate that they are connectors, whereas bullet points indicate that they are standard shapes. Type your label, which will then be displayed on the connector line. To create a decision shape, you can use the hashtag decision and add a label to your decision shape. After a decision shape, you need to define the possible options or paths by creating connectors. Let's start with two options, small and big project. To add some actions to a particular path, you need to indent the line after the connector and add shapes at this level so that these process shapes belong to this particular path. Let's do the same for the second path. You can create as many paths as you want. Just add connectors as you did for the first one and add shapes that belong to each path. You can use a decision shape to represent a decision and the various options which belong to it. But you can also use other shapes instead of a decision shape to represent a decision. It will work exactly the same. In some cases, you may want to link a shape to another one which is not adjacent. For this, you can use an explicit connector. As usual, to work on a connector for a specific shape, you need to go to the next line and indent it. Then type hashtag link to and the name of the shape to which you want your shape to be connected. You can also select it from the proposed list. In some cases, when the path between two shapes is too complicated, textographo creates a reference which goes from the source shape to the targeted shape, and it makes your diagram more readable than having a direct connector. Thanks for your attention and happy diagramming with textographo.